looks like we're live. And looks like nobody's here. And that's probably YouTube's fault, because YouTube loves to put things unlisted. And if you submit it as unlisted, it says, yeah, I'm not going to notify anybody. Even if you come back later and say, actually it's public. Out of the way, bug. Out of the way. I'm sorry. Hey, Civlu. Alright. Macbook Fixer. Sockoloft. Ah, it's been a while since I've seen Sockoloft. Martin J. Do I remember you, Martin J, or a new one here? You a new person here, J? Or have I just got a bad memory? Could be either way. Anyway, what have we got? What is this? 1932, I'm pretty sure. Yep, 1932. It's got weird... It was charging intermittently until it went flat, and then it didn't charge again. Nice. John... Hey, Catherine. Hello. And Jan, Zimmy, Ratko. Alright, let's get this apart. See what we're doing. See what we're trying to do. Oh, wait. I'm going to see what it's doing on the charge. Oh, well, welcome along, Martin. Welcome along. Alright, so straight away you can see on that graph, you have a look up there, you see it's given nice spikes. So if anyone want to guess what nice spikes like that mean? And we're looking at about 500 milliamp. It's a bit of a compound spike actually. So, any guesses? Any guesses? I don't need to do any more testing, I know what I'm chasing now. At least I think I do. I'm not going to say what it is and see if anyone knows. Hey Thunderbird 6, hope you're ready to go. Hey Samuel. See if anyone's going to be willing to put their hand up and take a guess at why we have spikes like that. Or if everybody's too scared. Nice thing is it's a clean looking board, so that's a really good start. Hey Thomas, taking a break from Discord. Yeah, we do have some battery pimples here. They're not bad, but they're on their way. These batteries are very bad for getting pimples. Shall I do these ones first? Hey, is this... When I actually have someone watching you all the time, and then as soon as they tell me, he's walking the dogs, I'm like, beautiful, it's my time to shine. Dogs take priority, so it's a good thing you're walking them. Looks like one person has tried to open this up previously. There's a little bit of paint missing from the inside of the screw heads. Not a lot. I think they sort of took one or two and then stopped, which was good. It's very nice to see when people stop trying to repair these things. I will fair warn, these 1521s, even if we do fix this, they are a little bit predisposed to committing suicide. So you fix them up and they go, no, actually I was happier dead, and then take out their CPU or something like that. Hey ITC, how you going today? After hearing about your sickness. I guess for you it's just day by day. See if you get any progress. Okay, we've got no marks on the underside here. This particular plastic that's on the underside of the boards, like on the MacBooks, it very quickly gets maimed if anything has gone wrong on the board. Okay, so nobody's taking a guess? Anybody? 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 You've got about 10 seconds left. You can see what's happening on the graph there. You can see that. It should be a familiar pattern for some of you. Well, you've got until I find it, I suppose. Assuming I can find it. Yeah, I might not find it. It might be one that sneaks away from me tonight. Yes, these MacBooks aren't too bad. Like the 1466s and the 2337s, things like that. They're nice. And then after this, it sort of gets bad. I gotta say, nothing's jumping out on me on the first pass, so it's time to go. Yeah, we've got a short somewhere. But the way it's pulsing like that means it's probably around the PMIC area. Realistically, if I just fire this up and put the infrared camera down on it, it probably will. Well, there's a chance it'll pick it up. Those pulses are wide enough. They're wide enough to tell me that the short is enduring long enough. That almost looked like one, but that's just a... What is... It's very odd, that cap right there. I don't think that's the dead one. It's just that it's an odd value. It's kind of like the last of a previous reel or something like that. You see, there's another one there, third from the end, that's a bit chalky looking. So they can look like that. It's just kind of weird when you have one out of all of them that looks different. So totally Sesame Streeting. Hello there, Bivek, Busnet. Welcome along. Hey, Tom. Oops, sorry, I lost focus there because I was busy looking at the screen. And yes, there are bugs flying around and getting in my face here. It's the only downside of when you have a lot of rain and a lot of heat. You get bugs. Lots and lots of bugs. Now, I might fire up the infrared camera and have a look, and I feel like I'm cheating, but it's getting late. And for all I know, it might not even show up. It could be one of those caps that is something like 10 ohms or something like that. Yeah, some high value of a short. And when they're at that value, you actually have a very difficult time picking them out. Hey Jurgen, what do you do aside from repairing MacBooks? Fix up people's iPhones. I do software development a fair bit. Just general PC stuff. Yeah, anything that brings in the money as required. Okay. Let's go to the schematics. Let's see, right. Let's plug this in and see if we can get some pulsing. I'm a little concerned about, there's a little bit of a glow on that bottom left hand corner of the PMIC. It could just be, what do you call it, bug down the back of my neck. That's great. Okay, we got something, there, we caught it. There it is, right here. You notice how it coincides with those pulses? Beautiful. Easy find. Except now, now I've got to mark where it is. Where are you, little thingy? You're about down here somewhere. Get my hot finger out of the way. It's crazy how little heat... Yeah, okay. It's around there somewhere. It'd be funny if it is that funky coloured one. I think it is, actually. Yeah, it is. We'll do a very light alcohol test on this. I don't want to spread alcohol everywhere. It's kind of pointless. Okay. Oh yeah, it's it. You see how quick that alcohol pulse went away? There we go, we'll try again. Yep. Alright, well, in that case I did visually find it, but I just didn't believe it, and it's because I feel like it actually is normally that colour, the cap. I wonder if maybe... I wonder if maybe it somehow got picked up and it was a wrong value one. Although that should not happen on a modern modern assembly line, not like these. I'm just going to quickly build flexboard view for today's flexboard view. The ends do look discoloured, I do agree, yes. And that was the thing that drew me to it originally. It's like, okay, the ends look funny and there's a bit of there's a fault line along the middle and there's actually a little bit missing there. But the actual body colour, I was like, well, you know what, we see plenty of that all over the place. It's not actually faulty because of that body colour. Cables connected to NVIDIA 5091 glow too. I've seen the news and reports saying that they've got problems with the cables yet again. Feels like it's a repeat of the 40 series again. So when are they going to learn that they need some very low resistance cabling? Those kind of Molex type pin connectors, they're just terrible. They're really bad. You're probably going to have more luck just ganging up a bunch of the SSD connectors than you are the SSD power connectors than you are those horrible Molexy sort of ones. Okay. Hey Joey, how's you going? How'd you go with that package? I saw you seem like the customer's okay with it. Did you get the package back, or what happened there? Like, any luck, or maybe someone's already posted it? Let's see, we want a 1521, I think, for this. Always forget this one. Yeah, 1521. Oops, can't see that one. Not allowed to see that one. Victor Yang. My goodness, how long's it been since I've seen you? You're going to say probably last week or something. And I'm going to look like an idiot. Okay, it's one of these ones up here. I think it's third one in. There we go. 20 microfarad. Come on, what are you? 20 microfarad, 2.5 volt, 402. So, interesting. Not sure I'm gonna want to bother replacing that, and it's ganged with all 4 of those. Okay, I think we're just gonna pop it off and leave it off, because if you look at the decoupling in the area, so these are the different phases. So it's like a trunked phase of inductor. Oh, that's a feedback. Whoops. Okay, so you've got 2 inductors per phase here. Or is it 1? We've got 2 dual phases? Oh, right, my bad. No, these are 2 phase each. Okay. Ignore me, I'm being stupid. Anyway, so we've got 20, 20, 20, so 120, 140, 160, and we're going to lose that. So we're going to lose 1/8. So it's borderline between problematic. Yeah, maybe I should put a replacement on there. Fine. You're all twisting my hand. Literally just post a picture of the person saying they received. What? They received it? So someone actually... That's incredible. So someone actually was the Good Samaritan and sent it on your behalf. Man, that is really impressive. That deserves an award of some sort. It doesn't... Not exactly an everyday happening, is it? Alright, here we go. 460-60, that's a little aggressive. We'll go to, 50. 460-50. Why don't they produce a hot air station which has rotary encoder knobs? I would love, if I had the time and money, to invent a replacement faceplate for these hot air stations that used rotary encoders instead of the up-down, and also had 6 memories. Rotary encoders and 6 memories, that'd be lovely. Because I hate the up-down stuff. I mean, it's great, but for precision kind of thing, but most of the time you just want to spin the wheel and get to where you're going pretty quickly. Come on, you little SOB. Yeah, Joe, that is really amazing. Well, you got yourself another good story there, that's for sure. I mean, I know I mentioned it yesterday, so maybe someone's going to send it for you, and I was going to ask you if you had tracking and checked it, but I think I got lost in the noise. Alright, we do not have a short now. That's goody. Maybe you were really lucky and it didn't come off until you were close to the post office and it just sort of slid its way into their delivery system. Hey, MacBook Fixer. They're just generic cooking silicon mats. That's all they are. And yes, I know this is looking really cold and nasty, and it's kind of not meant to be that bad though. Oh, micro pencils can be a little bit lacking sometimes. I do love them, but sometimes you want a bit more oomph. Okay, Joey, I guess it depends on how far away they are. Yeah, for the packaging. I mean, I don't know what it's like over there, but yeah, there's nothing unusual about, say, like if I send a parcel to Townsville, I would actually be surprised if it didn't arrive the next day. Alright, so what do we want here? We want a 20 microfarad, 2.5 volt 402 cap. Well, I don't know if I'm going to have a 2.5 volt, but we can go high voltage in this particular case. It's not a big issue. And it turns out I've got a 22 microfarad, 2.5 volts, so we'll take that. Strictly speaking, that's probably got a higher ESR than the ones they're using, but it's really not going to be an issue, except they're 402s, and I want 201s. Wait. You guys are claiming these are 402s? I mean, yeah, nah. Not even close, mate. I could take it from another board. I just generally try not to do that. What about these ones? Where did that go? I know I flipped one out, so where'd it go? Catherine, yeah, the kitties are numerous, eating heaps of our food and our money. But cute as hell. Isn't that the way? Well, this is fun. This is actually a big example of a technological difference. That there is a 22 microfarad 10 volts, so it's actually 4 times the rating of what we require, yet is sufficiently compact as a package compared to the 2.5 volt one. Now you're probably going, well, what the heck? And the difference is just in terms of, as I was mentioning before, the ESR, so the equivalent series resistance. So you can trade off things. I'm just seeing if I've got anything else here. 10 microfarad, 10 volts. Yeah, I really don't have anything close enough to that. Yes, so you can trade things off. So you can end up with a cap that has the same technical capacity and voltage rating, but in the way that you construct it, the ESR is extremely, well, it's high relative to another package that you might, another style you might go at. So it's all about the trade-offs. Anyway, these particular caps that I'm putting in now, they're used on the 2v5 NAND rails for the A1990s 2141s, so they're more than up to the task. If I can just... Oh, I hate it when they do that. Let it go, Paul. Let it go. Let it go. Okay. Hey, Mr. Howell. You've had a slow month. Ah, Paul, I'm happy to have you here. Don't ever think that you're under... I know what you're talking about, but my goodness, more than happy to have you around here and join the conversation. Stick around. Don't worry about the other stuff at all. I always am appreciative, but certainly not expecting. I think that's an important difference. Hey, Tom Morgan and Raj, Electro Rep. Phil May, don't sell your last meter if it comes down to it. I'm still going to buy one eventually. I know you hate making them. I've still got about 4 or 5 of them around here. Okay. I might try Joey's trick here, but I don't know if it's going to work. Making a mess, so yeah, I might try Joey's trick. Let's see if Joey's trick works, or whether it just makes things worse. Joey's going, oh hell. What's he doing now? Let's see if it works. It does a reasonably good job. Yeah, microfiber cloth. Yeah, that seems to work alright. Yeah, obviously it's not perfect, but all things considered, see, it's very difficult to get down into those little grooves and gaps. So yeah, no, that's worth it. I think if you have a longer pile microfiber cloth, that might have worked a bit better. It's pretty good, all things considered. Alright, let's see if we get a boot loop. No, not even a boot loop really, it was just more like a PMIX short recycle. Or whether we get a proper 20 volts now. That's more like it. 250, and we've got our 20 volts. I really should have measured that rail, but yeah. So let's have a look at that cap. That cap is in here. Can look like dust, but it is most certainly not dust. Place for that, I use acetone. Yeah, I'm not touching acetone. Everybody knows I don't touch acetone. Okay, so here's our guilty party. It's really interesting. Okay, there is a crack, a planar crack along the top. You can just see it in that front top edge. Yeah. So it's certainly no catastrophic looking failure other than the fact that it's a bit crispy. Hey, Brad's Guitar Garage. How's things going for you down there? John Samuels. Well, thank you very much for saying that you find my videos interesting. Sometimes I do tend to waffle on a bit, or I get carried away by the sound of my own voice, so thank you. So these are the bread and butter jobs that you want to get. And this is what I get cranky about when I don't get these jobs. Wow, sometimes you just can't get things in. There we go. Yeah, if you don't get these kind of jobs, at least 2/3 of your jobs being like this, then it can very quickly become a depressing job. Yep, Brad, classic cracked one indeed. Actually, we saw it visually, but then I downplayed it because of the fact that I thought, well, I know that there's definitely caps that have that sort of chalky look, and they get interdispersed amongst the others, even though they're all the same value. But there was a little bit of singeing on it, but I couldn't see a proper crack in it. So that's when I went to the infrared camera, and it shouted out nice and loud, or loud enough for me to see it. And then when we checked under the microscope, sure enough, it was it. So it was found quickly, but I needed the infrared to confirm it. Oh, Catherine, right, you're talking about which one was that? Was that the one where I was laying the bricks down underneath it, or was it a different one? I've got a few different cat fence making ones. I've still got a cat fence I've got to finish up outside. It's been since before Christmas. The posts are in, the roller fencing is there, everything's ready to go, and the problem is me. I'm just kind of like, I don't know if I can handle going out there and doing that. The real drama is the weight of the roll of fencing. So the fencing is 70 by 50, or 75 by 50, sorry. 75 by 50 welded mesh. The roll is 1200 wide, so 4 foot, and it's 30 meters long, so 100 foot roughly. And it weighs quite a lot. I can lift it, but it's awkward to try and manage it when you're trying to do a rollout. And you just sort of get sick of it after a while. You're like, Different if you do it day in, day out, and if you have the right tools. Like if you had a proper roll dispenser unit, things like that. Just small things, small tools that can make a big difference. Anyway, that's just me griping. I've still got to get it done. And I've got a bunch of paving to do, and I've got a lot of work to do around the house. Just did mowing today. It's always good. Mowing, at least these days, is not a big problem because I've got electric mower, 82 volt units, and it's great. You just grab a battery, throw it in the mower, vroom, you go. None of this pulling on the starter, making sure you got fuel, making sure the oil levels are right, all that jazz. Air filters are clean, which they never are. It's just plug it in, press the button, go. Get your mowing done. 20 minutes later, get another battery pack, go. I love it. One of the better investments I've made recently. Well, 5 years ago now. The batteries are still going great. Right, yeah, okay, so you were looking at the block one, yeah. Yeah, that was a real sort of like dread moment, because we got the fence done and we thought, the kids, we got the rollers on the top, as you saw, and we thought, the kids aren't going to get out. And then Milo has to go and frickin' discover that he can dig his way out. And I was like, oh, you've got to be kidding. And so last winter, which is, say, April through to September for us, they didn't get to go out there at all, which is a bit sad for them. And I had to get 2 pallets of those blocks. So it was about a 2-week job, I think it was. Pretty hard work, but it was, it was good for the body. Sadly, though, now I've lost all those gains. It's the sort of thing that probably should have been done before the fence was put down. On the upside, because of the tight fitting now, we have a massively reduced snake ingress, which is fantastic, because normally in summer it's the worst. You basically spend every half hour, you got to go out, check everything, make sure no one's hunting a snake or a snake's gotten in or anything like that. It was a lot less worry this year. What's the Macbook? Blah, blah, blah. Doesn't have any fail-safe for shorts. Phil, basically, it is rated for 5 amps. And if you get the new new PD packs, they'll do 28 volts at 5 amps, I think it is. As for the shorts, basically, I am relying on the power brick to drop out before anything bad happens. But if you put 5 amps across the shunt on that, it's only going to produce about 2.5 watts of heat, and it's not going to be enough to do any damage. use an electric mower or my window cleaner once cut the cable with an electric mower. Oh, you had one of the power lead ones as opposed to a self-contained battery one. Brad, you're probably going to say you like the two-stroke stuff too. I can do without that. You don't. You really appreciate the lack of fumes and noise and things like that when you do get used to using the electrics. And then the neighbour fires up their stinky old two-stroker, or mind you, we don't see too many two-stroke mowers anymore. You still obviously get the whippersnippers, weed whackers for people who aren't in Australia. But I can always tell if someone's got a whippersnipper or a chainsaw going because they smell it for miles away. Okay, the battery's no good on this one. It's got a triangle in it. So what's basically happened is the board failed after it discharged, and then because it hasn't been charged for so long, the battery has now gone into a lockout state. And given that it's got pimples on it, it's a good thing. It really needs to be replaced. But the downside is that for these series of machines, the 1932, 2179, and 2337s, the battery that they use is just horrible. For some reason, it's almost impossible to get a good quality battery for these type of machines. I don't know why, it just is. So what I'll have to advise this person is that, yep, I can put a replacement battery in there, but chances are in 18 months it's going to need replacing anyway. So if you don't need battery life, then just keep it plugged in. But if you do, yeah, you're going to be fine. But anyway, the machine's running. Yeah, you can't really see anyway. But no, yeah, you can barely see anyway. It's running. That's what matters. Oh, right, great. Yeah, in the early 90s, yeah, everybody had, well, if it was electric, they had the power cord. That would have been scary, yeah. Hey, Dagamon. Yeah, whippersnipper, I know, that's what we just call them, whippersnippers. Ooh, this thing's... Yeah, that battery is dragging it down. It's making it run very slow. I don't bother ever with unlocking these batteries, particularly like I said, because it is physically damaged. And most of the time, if the cells have dropped down below the threshold, usually it's around about 2.6, 2.7 volts a cell, then even when you do bring them back, they typically have a legacy of damage in them. They will always tend to be a lot weaker than what they were before. It's just, yeah, when you take them down too far below that threshold, it hurts them. Hey, Rilla. Oh, really? Oh, this is a Black & Decker brand. Oh, okay. Didn't know that. I'm just waiting for it to boot into guest mode. And then once this is done, I'm finished for the night. I'm sorry, it's short stream. I've got programming to do, and I've got some game playing to do. You know, I've got to try and get some skill points up in Hogwarts. Oh, come on. This is taking forever. I mean, the batteries aren't that expensive for these. I think it's about $100 or something like that, delivered overnight. But yeah, like I said, you just can't trust them to have much of a life. What if I've actually got one? So many batteries. Nope. Oh great, you're a 1466. What am I doing with 1466 batteries? Jeez, Paul, what a waste. Or what? Is that a 1420? I've got a 1425 battery. What kind of idiot am I? Scary what you find in your archives. 1425 battery. I may as well just throw that thing out. I'm never going to use that. 100 Australian, so that's about 60 US, 65 US. This is taking forever. It's because it's going into guest mode and it's crippled. And as you can see, the current is not going anywhere because the battery is flagged as bad. But the machine is up, so I will discuss it with the person. Maybe they just want to get the data off. They don't care about the machine. If that's the case, then that's great. You know, everybody's happy. They can then sell the machine off to someone else who wants to do the battery replacement. You know, many possibilities here. Well, I'm going to leave it at that. So we solved the problem, short on the PMIC area. What bus was that actually? That was PP1V1. So yeah, it was off the PMIC. It wouldn't have shown up on PP bus. It was, you know, separate entirely. But yeah, when you see those speedy pulses on the on-screen display, yeah, where are you? Yeah, when you see the speedy pulses on that, then it's usually a short circuit. And it's interesting that you won't generally see those pulses on the plug-in meters directly because the displays don't respond fast enough. And that's why I like having the on-screen display, because it's doing around about 30 to 40 samples a second, and you can definitely see when there's a spike show up. So, alright, that's it for tonight. I'm on Discord for the bit more of the evening, just chatting about programming, or if you just want to chit-chat, whatever. Otherwise, until the next time, you all take care. Thank you for watching. And I think Joey might have a stream on tonight. No, I don't think he does actually. But Graham, Adam and our team does, I think, yeah. But that's about 4 hours away, 3-4 hours. Anyway, you all take care. Thank you for watching. I'll see you all in the next one. Catch you later.